Just keep your eyes closed and as you sit down quietly, you can see for yourself, feel for yourself as to what disposition, what mood you enjoy within. Just like outside, you don't have any choice that it is quiet, there are no sounds, or there is a little sound now, a vehicle at a distance. You have absolutely no control whatsoever. And the moods outside. But you have a choice, a control over how to respond to the moods outside. You can choose to feel ecstatic about the stillness or even about a sound, or sometimes you can choose to create some sound and get fed up with other types of noise you don't like. You have choices to exercise. Same thing within. The moment you close your eyes, observe yourself in the beginning stages, you have no choices over the mood that is prevalent. Whether it is a silence, total stillness, awareness, Brahmapurna Samadhi, being with yourself, Shivoham, Shivoham, or there are thoughts of certain kinds. Over that you have no choice. You neither create the silence, the awareness, nor the thoughts, memories need your permission to flash by, to float, to appear. But you have a choice as to how do you respond to those thoughts. But this one, the I, who is choosing to respond, must be aware that even you don't need to say I or think I to be the silence, awareness that you are. There is no choice in being yourself. You can't say, there is a choice in not being myself. There is no choice in your being with yourself because you are always that. But you can have a choice to identify with a thought or not to identify with a thought. When you choose to play a role, you don't forget yourself. There is no choice in being the actor, but there is a choice in playing the role. There is no choice in being yourself the awareness, but you can choose to act upon a thought. That is why being yourself, being the meditation, is a choiceless existence, awareness that you are. When you consciously play with your thoughts and roles, you are always in meditation. There is no question of losing sight of yourself while playing through the roles. So be that silence, awareness, choiceless, ever existent, always in meditation. Maintain that silence, awareness. You maintain your alertness. You don't need to create the awareness. Always in tune with yourself. You choose to play through your thoughts, and therefore the actions in the outside world. Thus your body becomes a glorious participant in your meditative activity. And the whole world always harmonious. You know how to fit in. is no conflict, but always meditative stillness. But you choose to live through activities. That is essential to keep yourself alive as well as to be in touch with others. But at no time you ever lose sight of yourself. As you saw last verse, Karta Karayita Bhokta Bhojayita, I am not. Neither the doer nor let somebody do, nor the enjoyer nor make somebody enjoy. Swayam Jyoti Anidruk Atma, self-luminous, incomparable. Anidruk, there is nothing like this. Your awareness that you are. That indeed myself. From morning till evening, dawn to dusk, dusk to dawn, evening to morning, all times, all places, which your youth to old age, always aware of yourself. Be that stillness, awareness that you are. Om Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmiham. Verse number 510 you have to read. What is the number? 9. Okay, verse number 508 onwards, please read. Chalatyupadho pratibimbalaulyam aupadikam mudadhyo nayanti Savimbhavutam ravivad viniskriyam Kartasmi bhoktasmi hatosmi heti Jale vapi stale vapi Lutatvisha jadatmakah Naham vilipya tad dharmaihi ghata dharmair navo yatha jale vapi sthale vapi lutattvesha jadatmakah Naham vilipya tad dharmaihi ghata dharmair navo yatha. So beautiful. You know the context now, as you are going through the verses, don't ever forget the context. There is always a tendency to forget the context in life. You are going to a big city, traveling to Madras from Tiruvannamalai. You have a particular job to do, but as you are driving, you see something very exciting. Maybe there is a big fair, maybe there is a fruit market, maybe suddenly there is a huge congregation around a hillock. It attracts your attention, catches your eyes, and you go there. And you lose yourself few hours. Go into town. Instead of going to your workplace, in between you get distracted. You forget why you had started your journey. You compromise, take for granted. Maybe by the time you reach, the office is closed, the day is over. Same thing can happen in life. Even in these verses, you start with something, you forget the context. That the student is talking, there is no more revelation here, but a revelry. The teacher is not going to teach anymore. Even though verses you can explain in that way. There is a difference between you are revealing the truth and reveling in the truth. When you use the word to reveal the truth, you take into account so many different contexts. In revelry, you go straight onto that. There is no need to beat around the bush because everything is already taken care of. Just see that point very, very clearly. Everything is already taken care of. So you don't have to worry about that at all. Understand? To reveal something, you can't go straight onto the absolute. You start where the student is, and from there, you move on. Now that part is over. Now the student himself is talking about his vision, his understanding. He is not going to instruct the teacher, but is now reveling in himself. Kinchit kalam samadaya, after abiding for some time in himself, soaking in the wisdom that he is, reveling in all that the teacher has revealed. Now he talks about literally describing his own glorious existence. That I am not this. Luthatu esha jadatmaka. Let this jada, let this body, luthatu, fall. Where? Jalevapi sthalevapi. Whether it's in the water or is it in the land. Anywhere esha jadatmaka luthatu. Let it fall anywhere. For me, it makes no difference. First time when a person is coming to the class and if he listens to a statement like that, what will you think? These fellows are totally neglecting everything. They're neglecting the body, neglecting the world. This tradition is absolutely rotten because they always neglect the world. How can you say, Isha jadatmaka luthadu? This body should let it fall in the land or the water or anywhere, makes no difference. This is not for me. True. Because you are coming on a 510th verse. You should come in the verse number 1. Understand the responsibility. That is why so much of thinking has gone into it. So do not ever forget the context. You ask yourself a question. Do you need something more to be revealed, or it is time for you to revel in the Absolute? That I am that Absolute. There is nothing other than myself. And this is what the student says. Esha jadatmaka, this unconscious, inert entity called a physical body, wherever it falls, it makes no difference. Just like when you are walking with a shadow, when you are walking and your shadow is following you, you don't make way for the shadow also. You should not fall in a gutter, you should not fall into the field, you should not fall in the stone, you should not fall in, oh, the truck is coming, it will go over the shadow. You don't even think over all this. Why? You are walking. Where the shadow goes makes no difference to you. You are being with yourself. Thereafter, what happens to the body, it makes no difference to you. This is your absolute understanding. Yet, you take care of the physical body because as long as you are living, breathing, and being a part of this living, thriving, breathing universe, you need to keep your body in a fit condition. This is your instrument through which you look into the world. That is why all the philosophies, the theologies that talk about a liberation hereafter, or some God or some divine, some heavens and all that stuff in the hereafter, such type of thinking will destroy you because in reality you don't care for this world. Why? Because a better world is waiting for you there. Whereas a person who is happy with himself here and now, he shall take care of this world because there is nothing beyond. Are you getting the standpoint? If you are staying here for a few days, knowing thoroughly well that after 1 year, 1 month, 2 months, 1 week, you will go back to your own home, you won't care that much for this place because anyway I am here for a few days, my place is there only. So you will not take care of this place. But if you know this place you are going to be, and after this you are everywhere, and there is no personal place of yours. There is no personal place in a paradise or in a hell or a heaven or somewhere, but you are everywhere. Then you discover this is the place where you are now. So you take care of the world best possible way. So also your physical body. Because once the body ends, punarjanma na vidyate, there is no rebirth. Even when you are with the body, you are not born. What is the question? You are being reborn. Already you have seen that. Therefore, with that enlightened attitude, the person declares, Esha jadatmaka luthatu. Let this unconscious inert body, let it fall anywhere. It is not a testament of negligence. It's not something very indifferent to the physical body or the physical universe. But living with the body, you know it can fall away. That is where comes your absolute objectivity. Not indifference, but objectivity. That I am living with the body, but it can come to an end any time. You are aware of its end even before it begins. Because people forget that dimension, like when you start a relationship, you think it will be everlasting. You start a business, you think it will be all never-ending. You start a journey, you think it will never come to an end. You start a relationship, you think it will be ever wonderful, ever never-ending. No. From the day you start something, you must be aware that it shall end. Even if you don't end it, it will end. Why? Death brings everything to a close. And long before the physical body dies, there can be emotional death. Even your convictions can change. Because intellectually, if you are an open person, you keep your mind open. So your convictions also subject to challenge, subject to end. But one thing that never ends is yourself. Because that is not the product of a logic, emotion, or physical endeavor. Be yourself. That is why with such magnificent insight into the being, one's own self, then the person, when he says this word, Esha jadatmaka luthatu, it looks as though to a ordinary, a novice, a listener, beginner, it looks like it's a total negligence for the physical body. It's an enlightened objectivity. Jadatmaka luthatu, let it fall anywhere. After talking like this, he will come back, the student after talking like this, he will come back and feed the body to keep it going. He will do some exercise to keep it healthy. Not only his body, but now everybody. A person who understands. Please see this. A person who understands the preciousness of this physical body will never ever destroy another human body. Because the best thing that his body can do, he is not purchase a car or purchase a house or go around the world one or two places, but understand the absolute knowledge, immortality here and now. That is why no other cause, however patriotic it is, no other cause, however romantic it is, no other cause, however spiritual it is, at no time body must be sacrificed. That is why there is no killing in the name of God. You can't destroy. You cannot destroy. Please appreciate. Not only you cannot destroy, you cannot initiate destruction also. Help the person to know himself. As I told you again and again in a contextual of today's world's politics, where the number game people play out in democracy, the people destroy each other. Instead of helping the person to be himself, you want to make him the follower of a religion, follower of a cult. The beauty of the teaching, learning, a particular education or a religion, doesn't matter, should be to help the person to go beyond everything and not to condemn him to a particular faith or an idea or an ideology or a philosophy. Let the person be himself. Once you are yourself, then lethatuvesha jadatmaga. You take away my book, oh, I'm going to burn this book. You burn the book. Well, I'm the truth. I'll write another book. I'm going to break the statue. Break it. No problem. There are billions of forms. Any form is good enough. Which form you are going to take away? No, everything I'll destroy. In your form, I'll worship the God. Don't worry. Because I know the God here is God everywhere. Truth is same. So you are not afraid. Where is this infinite dimension? And where is this killing in the name of a God or a religion? Disaster. Anyway, Esha Jadatmaga Lutadu. Where? Jalevapi sthalevapi. Let it fall in the land or in the water. Naham bilipya dharmaihi aham tadharmaihi na bilipye. I am not touched by the nature of this jada, inert, unconscious body, the sense organ or the thoughts. Let the thought appear and disappear. Makes no difference to me. If I choose to express a certain thought, I do. If I don't, let it come and go. You understand the beauty of it. That's what I was telling you, meditation. You don't resist the arrival of any thought. Let it come. You understand? Do you understand, please? Your days do not end up in fighting with your thoughts. It's like you have gone to the market. Listen carefully. It's like you have gone to the market. Hundreds of people are putting hundreds of different wares. Let them put. I go for whatever I want. So your mind is a huge shopping center. Do you understand that imagery? Your mind is a huge shopping center. Million memories with million merchandise. Which one you like? You choose. More, Swamiji, my thought is, too many thoughts are coming. You are a very rich merchant. Because you have too many things to choose from. No? Do you understand that imagery? You have too many things to choose from. A person who doesn't know anything except idli sambar idli for breakfast. If you ask him, what do you want to eat? Sambar idli. Nalagi, tomorrow, idli sambar. Nonsense. But the person has got hundreds of things. Western, Eastern, Southern, Northern. Out of the world. Different types of breakfast in his head or food in his head. Which one to choose? Choose. Whichever you want. You choose. Too many things to choose from. Sheer luxury, sheer freedom of thinking. Same thing. So you are not affected by thoughts anymore. Let it come. Let it keep on coming. I am continuously aware. The moment some exotic thought, pick it up and use it. Have you ever started writing? If you learn to write a note article, if you ever try to write some creative writing, you shall see that the thoughts come and play hide and seek with you. It'll come and before you catch it gone, then you say, oh, what is that? Come back, come back, come back. You don't know what to do. Sometimes certain thoughts come and go forever, never return again. The Browning, I think about Browning, gave a beautiful thing. In English poetry, he was telling, I am like a tiger. He says about himself, I am like a tiger. If I miss my first jump, I go grumbling into jungle. The tiger, if he misses the jump, he doesn't return to attack. He misses, he goes grumbling into the jungle. Like that creativity. Thought comes. If you don't catch it, sometimes it's forgotten, you can never remember again. Oh, what a brilliant thought came. I don't know what was that. Why? That is clearly shows you don't think. Thoughts come. But then you must sufficiently think consciously for your mind to be creative. If you don't think continuously, nothing will happen. Because for the output to be there should be input. No input, output, nobody. How? You must put the idea. It's like telling, I don't know one word of French, but in French language only my thoughts are coming. I see. If you don't know a language, how can you think in that language? Absolute truth is a language. But a beautiful language in that because it has no script, no thought, no word. That is why it is so creative. From absolute stillness, anything can come. So, whether thought changes or not, body changes or not, it doesn't matter. Jadatmaga lutadu. Let this body follow wherever it likes. It is not indifference, negligence, laziness, but something enlightened objectivity. Where the person absolutely happy with himself or whatever it is. Having told, now he goes next one. He goes on reveling in Kartrutva Bhoktrutva Khalatva Mattatam Jadatva Baddhatva Vimuktatadaya Buddher vikara natu santi vastutah Swasmin pare brahmani kevale dvaye Kartrutva bhoktrutva khalatva mattata Jadatva baddhatva vimuktatadaya Buddher vikalpa natu santi vastutah Swasmin pare brahmani kevale dvaye Swasmin pare brahmani kevale advaye in me Swasmin in me Kevale, pare brahmani, advaye, in me, advaye, in one without a second, kevala, which is sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bhedarahita, where all the differences have gone between the species, between the given member of a species, or between two members of the species. Any type of difference, whatever type of differences, doesn't exist in me. I alone am existing. Where? All over. Pare Brahmani, which is Desha Kala Vastu Paricheda Sunyam, free from the limitations of time, place, objectivity in me. All these things do not exist. Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, Khalatva, Mattata. Whether it is doership, enjoyership, wickedness, khalatva, crookedness, wickedness, mattata, arrogance, insanity. Jadatva, dumbness. Baddhatva, bondage. Vimuktatva, freedom. All these are buddhe vikara, natu santi vastuta. All these different concepts are modifications of the mind. Natu swasmin, in me it is not there. Natu vastutah. In reality, they do not exist. In me, when I exist as I am, always with myself, none of these built-ups ever affect me. These are all built-ups, understand. Kartrutva, doership. Please appreciate. I'll give you one example, you take it for yourself. How doership is a built-up. Understand? Enjoyership is a built-up. There is no doership, there is no enjoyership without your first perception. Think. Just think. Do you see this flower? Now think. Now, before you see this flower, you are there or not there? Come on. Before you see this flower, are you existing or not existing? Existing, right? Right. So your existence is independent of a perception. Right? Right or wrong? So your existence is independent of the perception. You are already there. Now as you are there, now through your eyes, you are seeing suppose you are there, but you close your eyes. What shall you see? Nothing. But are you unconscious? When you close your eyes, you don't see things. Are you unconscious? So there is a difference between your being conscious and your seeing. When seeing is a perception, being conscious is not a perception. This much is good enough for you to understand and get out. You understand? This is as simple as that. When you are seeing, are you getting that? You are seeing is a perception. Your being conscious is not a perception. That is why you can be conscious of seeing, you are also conscious of not seeing. Are you hearing? Yes. To hear, you must use your ears. To be conscious, what should you use? If your ears are closed, think, if your ears are closed, you can't hear, but can you say I'm unconscious? That is why when you are deep sleeping, every perception has come to an end, but you are still conscious. That is why when somebody calls you, you get up. Somebody touches you, you wake up. Understand? So suppose somebody touches you and you don't get up, you are dead. Consciousness doesn't disappear. Shows you survive. Understand? Just like your eyes, whether it is a part of it or a whole of it, understand? It's so beautiful. When I keep my eyes closed, I can't see. What does the dead body do? Cannot see, cannot hear, cannot taste, cannot touch. You don't see, but you continue to be conscious. You don't hear, you continue to be conscious. You don't touch, you continue to be conscious. You don't taste, you continue to be conscious. You don't smell, you continue to be conscious. What you are doing part by part and closing down, in a death is a complete crash. The crashing of the hardware and the software. The whole thing crashes. When the computer crashes, electricity doesn't crash. In a deep sleep state, you are sleeping, you are not crashing. It's a pure technical language you can use. In deep sleep state, you are only sleeping. That is why you can be start again, start it. But if you are crashed, it is that please. So, what can I say? More and more scientific discoveries take place. It doesn't go against the absolute wisdom. It complements, always complements. It's so beautiful because the truth that is absolute always manifests. It depends on your perception, how smart you are, to connect up that to every relative things in life. So, when the perception is not taking place, consciousness doesn't disappear. Now, thought is there, you are aware of something. When the thought is not there, you may not be aware of something, but you are not unconscious. Are you getting that point? All dimensions you see. When the thoughts are there, you are conscious of something. But when thoughts are not there, you may not be conscious of that something, but you are not unconscious. You are always with yourself. That is why being with yourself is being with God 24 hours, 365 days. You want to be one with the God, be one with yourself. There is nothing other than it. So one who sees. So when you, first time when you are perceiving, the perception begins, then in between what happens is, suddenly a thought comes. I see the flower. This kartrutva is a built up. I see the flower. I myself saw. With my own eyes. You have not seen it. Then is a comparison. Argument. Did you see it? You didn't see it. I only saw. You know that meteor falling? I saw. Did you see it? No. That means what? I've seen something special which you have not seen. Now the moment you make enlightenment as a special event, you remain special, everybody else is an ordinary. That is why you make gadha, donkeys out of followers. Because you have a perception which others don't have. Are you getting that point, please? You have a sensation which others don't have. So always you are the hero. You are always the master. You are always the object of worship and others are all followers, idiots. And of course, the most heinous, I should use that word, is a very strong word, most heinous, most terrible part of it is the followers also feel great by following. Even if you want to take them out of it, they are not interested. How many people are interested with leaders? Because with leadership comes responsibility. Understand? How many people want to be themselves? That is why they will use that devotional language. I don't want to be sugar. I want to taste sugar. I don't want to be God. I want to be devoted to God. Why? God is lacking some devotee. He has got plenty of donkeys. If you drop out, he doesn't care. But that is the language, emotional language people shall use. I don't want to be sugar. I want to taste sugar. I see. So others should be sugar, you want licking them, right? What is the need? Why can't you be the sugar? I want to taste God. T-A-S-T-E, T-E-S-T, both. I want to taste God. What? I want to see. I am such a devotee, whether he is taking care of me or not. I told you the story about the jackal. The wounded jackal walking about in the jungle. The person who has gone mad in the name of devotion and says, I want to see how God takes care of me. So he is, testing out God. And then of course nothing comes. Nobody comes and gives him anything. Then he sees this jackal getting his food from the leftover of the killing by a lion. Then he says, oh God, you provide for this jackal, but not for me. I am such a devotee. Story it is, a voice comes. Why don't you be the lion? Why that the taste of God's bounty is only being given and not giving? Are you getting that? Do you understand the point? Why is it that the taste of God's bounty is only being given and not giving? Understand? Please. But again, this conversion thing has been such a dangerous thing now. Again and again that idea strikes up, comes up. Is when you are giving something, you should not feel that you are giving to somebody. Raidas, there was a great saint, His principle was, when he was giving, he will keep his eyes down and will give it. Whoever comes to receive something, he will not look at his face. Whenever he comes, he keeps his eyes down and gives it to something. People ask him, why are you doing that? He says, look, if I meet the eyes of the receiver, tomorrow he shall be always grateful to me whenever he sees me on the street. You see the attitude in giving. When you give something, the other should not feel he has received. He may have the gratitude, but may you not have the arrogance. What a contrast between this so-called social service where you destroy people in the name of giving. देने वाला कोई और है. He says, देने वाला कोई और है. The giver is somebody else. I am an instrument. It came through me. So why should this instrument take responsibility? I don't want to take the credit. I don't want to look at their face. Why? So tomorrow when he is walking by the street, he doesn't have to be grateful to me. What a giving. And you contrast it to modern, organized, propagandist greatness. This is, you can't even talk about both the things in the same breath because it is such nonsense and nuisance. Don't test God by being given. You have sufficient intelligence to be a giver. Know yourself. But how many people are interested in this? Why? Pervasive thinking is, I don't want to be sugar. I want to taste sugar. Why? That is humility. That's not humility, that's stupidity. If a child depends, is so glorious. When the child runs to the mother, the whole world enjoys. Holds the thumb of the mother and walks in the street, the whole world enjoys. Not the 24-year-old holding the mother's hand and walking down the road. By himself, helpless. Please. So all these, if you see, baddhatva, doership, enjoyership, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, mattata, arrogance. I do this, I have this. Baddhatva, bondage. Vimuktata, freedom, I am free. Also is a built up. Because as much it is false to say I am bound, because since I am always free, I can't say I am bound. Since I cannot say I am bound, can I say I am free? I was never bound. So where is the question of my being free? I was always as I am. So all these are various roles I was playing in life. As a child, I didn't know that. Growing youngster, I didn't know that. Exposed to life, I didn't discover it. When I come to be initiated into myself, introduced to myself, none of these concepts of seer, doership, enjoyership, bondage, liberation ever continues. It was never there. So the teaching should be somebody or a knowledge which takes me beyond these concepts and not condemn me to a concept. Previously, I was bound by something else, now bound by some religion or a faith. No. Who I am is same as everybody else. Swasmin advaye pare brahmani natu vastutaha. These things do not exist vastuta. In reality, do not exist. Kalpana buddhe vikalpa. Buddhe vikalpa. They are only modifications of the mind where the thinking is not correct. These roles overtake the actor. Very simple. When your thinking is beautiful, you know who the actor is and what the roles are. So now he's reveling in the actor that he is, absolute. Read. Santu vikara prakrute dashadham. The whole thing changes. Same thing will not come. Okay. One of those verses where the meter goes crazy. Okay, Satadha Sahasradha Vapi. How beautiful tune, huh? It is, what is that one? Apasruti. Is that Apasruti? When you are too happy, you don't know what Shruti you are maintaining. It's going crazy, like when a man is talking. It's not me talking, huh? Upanishads tell the same thing. What do they say? The wise person, one who understands the truth. Etat samagaya naste ha bu ha bu ha bu. Etat sama, this fellow singing this glory of himself, sitting down. And what does he say? Aha, uhu, aha, uhu. Fantastic. What is the aha, uhu? What does it mean? Ha, bu, ha, bu, ha, bu. What does it mean? That is what wisdom is all about. A child's prattling. In a moment of happiness, you say, oh, ooh, ee. What does it mean? Why don't you repeat somebody? Somebody you eat a rasgulla. How is that? Oh, man. What is the oh, man? What does it mean? Oh, it's so. Oh, what is this so? Is there a word like so? Is it so? You talk all meaningless nonsense in the moments of absolute pain as well as absolute pleasure. Are you getting that? So this is what? He is thoroughly in a reveling mood. So who cares for the meter here now? Meter goes for a sixer. Like very nicely, I think Ramana Maharshi was telling, somebody had written a little something on him. So the person has written so much, the person was given, Pandit was given that to correct. He said, oh, there are so many grammatical mistakes. Look, do you dismiss a whole write-up just because there are one or two mistakes? You can't even write anything. When somebody has written it, you dismiss it because there is some mistake in a spelling. What nonsense. So beautiful there Ramana says, no, hey, look, don't worry about it. Even there is a bhakti, you don't worry about vibhakti. Vibhakti is the case endings. So when there is devotion, you don't worry about the case endings. Just fix it and bring it. Simple things in life. Read, what can I do? That's what he said. Santu vikara prakrute dasada satada sahasrada vapi kim nasprushati. Santu vikaraha prakrutehe vikaraha santu dasada satada sahasrada vapi. Let there be modifications of this prakriti, ignorance, maya, buddhi, chittam, memories. And how many of these vikaras, modifications? Dasada, 10 times. Satada, 100 varieties. Sahasrada, 1,000 different kinds. You are not happy with Sahasra, you bring in anything you like. Lakshya, Niyuta, million, crores, billions, jillion, trillion. Bring anything you like. Let there be any number of divisions. May asangaha, one who is asanga, totally untouched by all these things, it makes no difference to me. Like ghanaha kaschit ambaram spusati. Ghanaha, megha. Ghana means mega, the rain. Does it ever touch the vast pervasive space? Ambaram sprusati kim. The space, the vast space, doesn't get drenched by either a drop, 10 drops, 1,000 drops, billion drops, trillion drops. The space remains unaffected. That is how. The thoughts, one thought, million thought, billion thought, trillion thoughts doesn't affect me. Are you getting those points, sir? You must see it very clearly. Look at your life. Are you affected? The effective management of thought is not to stop thinking, but picking up which one you like, and in such a way you pick up that you consciously pick up, you consciously express, and therefore you are not afraid of consequences. You are ready for the consequences. Are you getting that point? Because of your awareness, the thoughts will not stop. Understand? Because of your being yourself, because you recognize the silence, the thoughts will not stop. Because if you recognize the silence, the sounds will not stop. Different sounds will be there. But you pick up. Now you are sitting down here. Suppose there is a lovely sound, the different sensations coming up, right? Different sensations. Sounds are coming you, touches coming on your way, taste coming in your way, smell coming in your way. Are you getting that? Now you are sitting down here. Suddenly the smell of these lilies comes up. Ah, beautiful. That's good. Does it? The breeze brings the smell of the blue lotus. Does it tell you to go there and smell it? If you want to go, go. You don't want to go, don't go. Are you getting that point? Oh, I think this Prakash is cooking today some nice meal maker. Huh? Or something which you like. I think he's making some nice dal, something. Or some vegetable. Why? From the kitchen, it comes up. Does he invite you to go there now? The breeze brings to you. Does the breeze send an invitation also along with it? Come now. To go or not to go is your choice. How much can I make it easier for you? Huh? Eyesight. You open your eyes, the sights meet. A beautiful bird, a beautiful man or woman, a lovely tree, a nice mountain. Oh, everything is very inviting. They are inviting or you feel invited? Huh? Ask that question. Are they inviting you? Perception is not an invitation into the world. Perception is a perception. Then you are a self-inviting person. You get yourself self-invited, It's like attending somebody's marriage without being invited. Did they call you? No. Then why are you here? You feel ashamed, no? Then the uninvited, why are you going to the rose? Uninvited, why do you go to any perception, any... And what is meant is, don't blame the object. Because objects don't invite. Neither the perception in perception is an invitation. A thought also is not a pushing. Do you understand that language? A thought is not a pushing. A thought comes. Just like a sound comes, it doesn't drag you. A thought comes, it doesn't push you. Now you choose. As you are conscious. Which one to choose? You choose. Don't ask me. That is when you say, no, my Guru decides whatever I am supposed to do. You have the Guru has successfully made a donkey out of a wonderful human being. Nothing to worry. Nobody decides for you unless you are 2-year-old. It's a different thing. Of course, there are some 2-year-old brain in 50, 60-year-old bodies. What can you handle? You can have babies. What do you do? Thousands of such thought can come. So you perceive. Which one you like? You choose. Shatadha, dasadha, sahasradha. Let there be thousands different thoughts, million different memories. Namesprasanti, they don't touch me. Tadharmeihi. By the sounds of it, sound, taste, touch, smell. Any of those memories do not touch me. just like Akasa, the space remains untouched by a massive rain, cloud, storm, cyclone, hurricane, typhoon. Let anything happen in the body of the space. The space remains unaffected. That is how I am. Then you choose to act on in life. Therefore, your every action is a conscious, deliberate, meditative action. There can be a storm going on inside, but when you are speaking, deliberate. There can be a storm going on inside, but taking a step is a deliberate step. When you forget it, there is fear, anxiety, pain, because you are not aware of yourself. Overconfidence, arrogance is what? When you forget about yourself. You forget, call it God, truth, all-pervasiveness. Because of which the whole thing is existing. I am only using it. But when you think you are creating it, you become arrogant. When you know you are using it, you are grateful to the person who provided the possibility. Are you getting that point? There is a difference between creating an arrangement and creating a place. Somebody gives you a house as a gift. Are you getting that? Somebody gives you a house as a gift. When they give you a house as a gift, they have provided everything. Now what you are doing, changing the interior decoration. Take this bed from here, take the chair from here, take this thing here, and then you take the credit for the entire house. How do you think this house looks? Cool down a little. What you did, changed a little of the arrangement of the chair here, table there, bed here, bed there, that much. The house was already there. Extend it. The universe is already existing. What are you doing? One plant from there to here, one tree from there to there, one house here, one house there, one road here, a road there, one garden here, a garden there. And how much credit the human being taking? Oh, we have improved upon this. Improved? What have we improved upon this? It's like your own body. Maintenance, you can take a credit. Why? You could be totally go crazy and be fat, stupid, diseased, anything. But you have maintained it well. That's fine. But don't take credit for the body itself. Because body is not your creation. You find yourself. Are you getting that? You found yourself with the body. Why people become crazy? Nowadays, watching, I was reading a newspaper where they say before, after. Before the makeover and after the makeover. A girl looks very ordinary. The boy looks very ordinary. But after the makeover, they go to this beauty parlor and they do up everything from top to toe. And then the fellow looks, wow, gorgeous. The man or woman looks. Then what is it? Now suddenly they think, oh, I'm so beautiful. You are beautiful. Or all these markara, paskara, all that nonsense, whatever it is. All these nonsense and the twirling, whirling and all that nonsense. What is beautiful? Because if that is taken away, okay, you look so beautiful, no? Go to sleep and get up, let us see. After you get up, let us see. Hair is here, hair is there, these are all kept, ooh, like that, kept up like this, and should not be, nobody should even touch it. Such a beautiful hair, nobody should touch it. Then why are you dressing yourself? It's like beautiful house, but you can't go, you are afraid to even step into that, carpet. Oh. Then why have you put that carpet? Nobody should get in. Beautiful furniture, so clean, so nice, you people are afraid of sitting down there. Suppose you sit down, suppose you get it crumpled. The beds are made so clean and so nice, you can't fall on that. Oh, it will clean, no, but better to lie down here. Let the bed be fresh looking. What is this? Arrogance, arrogance. Name Shanti. All these things do not make any difference to me. So, think for yourself. You have studied now so much. Are you reveling with the student, or you are still looking for revelation? Okay, read the next. Abhyaktadi sthula paryantametate Vishwam yatrabhasamatram pratitam Vyoma prakhyam sukshma adyanta vihinam. Vyoma prakhyam sukshma madhyanta hinam. Brahma dvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. Abhyaktadi sthula paryantametat Vishwam yatrabhasamatram pratitam Vyoma prakhyam sukshma madhyanta hinam. Brahma dvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. And how he says, Brahma prakhyam, Brahma dvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. Vyoma prakhyam, like you can call it like Vyoma akasa prakhyam. You can call it like akasa, like space. Sukshma adyantahinam, subtle, no beginning, no end. Akasa is the subtlest of the element. Okay? Akasa is the subtlest of the element. Why? Because, remember Tattva classes? All the 5 things are not there. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Smell. When earth can be all the 5 qualities. It can be heard, touched, seen, tasted, smelt. When you go to water, it can be heard, touched, smelt, but is seen, but it has no, pure water has no smell. It can be tasted. Now when you go to air, it has got, when you have to go to fire, it can be heard, it can be touched, it can be seen. Fire cannot be tasted, fire cannot be smelt. When you go to air, it can be heard, it can be touched, but you can't see the air. You cannot taste the air. Air by itself has no smell, colorless, odorless, tasteless gas. That is the language you always learn in science. When you go to space, you cannot hear it, cannot touch it, cannot taste it, cannot smell it, cannot see it. Cannot see it means what? Seeing what? It's an emptiness. So this is something, what we call as the subtlest of the element. Adyanta vihina, no beginning, no end. So vyoma prakhyam, just like space, aham brahmeva madvaitam, brahmadvaitam yat tadevaham asmi, advaitam brahma yat tad brahma ahameva asmi. I am like that, all pervasive. The meaning of the word I, understand, the meaning of the word I, the absolute meaning of the word I is that all pervasiveness, beginningless, endless. Abhyaktadi sthula paryantam etat vishwam Yatra avhasamatram pratitam. In me, abhyaktadi sthula paryandam, beginning from the unmanifest to the gross manifest universe. These are nothing but an appearance in me. Like this manifest physical body or the physical universe. And the thoughts of various kinds. And when everything remains in a potential state, in deep sleep state, that is the pure expression of ignorance. Call it Maya at the cosmic scale, the totality. All these things, where everything remains unmanifest as in deep sleep, manifest as in dream and waking, and the whole creation, appearance. Because in this pure consciousness awareness, Puratraye Kridati. In these three puris, in these three fields of experiences of waking, dream and deep sleep, Kridati, the pure consciousness as though playing about. Playing about. That remains the same. Other three things go on changing. See the beauty of it is. See the beauty of it is. It's something amazing. Just like you have got a flower. You tell it's a bud. You say it's half open. You say fully blossomed. And then again in the evening it goes to sleep. Have you seen that blue lotus? How it opens? Morning it is like a bud. 9 o'clock it will open. By 9:30, 10 it has fully opened. Fragrance everywhere. Ooh, crazy. Then as you 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the petal starts closing. By the time 5 o'clock, evening 6 o'clock, again it fully closed. Now, exactly like that you can imagine, take this physical body as a beautiful, living, mobile flower. Every day, from the bud of the deep sleep, it blossoms. In the beginning, you are just opening. When you are waking up, you are just opening. By the time 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you are fully open. All your mischief and greatness, everything comes to fore. You not only have the fragrance of the rose, but also you can be allergic to it and get a big nose if you smell it. Like that, a human being can have tremendous fragrance, also tremendous mischief value. The flower has opened, spreading its fragrance and stink all over simultaneously. Then what happens as the evening comes? Now you are bending down. Why? In office, your office or your place of activity, you are fully bloomed. Fully bloomed. And then as the evening comes, you get out of your office, finish. So again going back to home. Then come back. Then go back. By the time you go to bedroom, no more father, mother, husband, wife, officer. Who is going to sleep? If there is somebody, one role is still awake in you, you can't fall asleep. That is why some people cannot fall sleepy. Cannot fall asleep. Why? My son told me this. My brother did me this. My monkey, some nonsense, something like that. So one role is sticking out. The fellow can't go to sleep. But when the whole thing goes to sleep, finished. All these things happens in what? If your body is playing about in space, the thoughts are not playing in space. Everything playing in consciousness. Wow, it's beautiful. So can you be a beautiful flower? And what right have you got to pluck a flower? Shall you give the flower a nationality? Shall you give a flower one religious denomination and stamp him? Bloody him with somebody's notions and ideas? Destroy him? Yeah, religion successfully destroys everything. You understand? That is why this thinking in the Upanishadic tradition is not a religion, because it doesn't have a name of any kind. You understand yourself and get out. Don't worry. Who are you? Silence is the word. If you don't say anything, nobody will misunderstand you. If you say something, they will place you where you belong. What a tradition. How such a tradition can fight with somebody who is absolutely gruesome, stuck to a particular rule. This is the God. There is no other God. This is the thinking. There is no other thinking. How does an all-inclusive vision fight with an exclusive vision? Think. Why? Because helplessly he has to include that exclusive vision. How can I fight? It's like a child when he's telling, this is my room. Will the father say, no baby, it's not your room, it's everybody's room? What the parents will say? Will the parents fight with the baby? The baby says, this is my room, and he's stubborn on that. The parents will say what? Baby will grow up. And the baby instead of growing up, now he's spreading that influence. Everybody should say, this is my room only, this is my room only, this is my room only. Are you dividing the household or bringing it together? You understand? What these exclusive theologies do to the world, destroy thoroughly. And all these things happen, do you know why? Because secular political establishments are absolute failures. Wherever they have succeeded, religions are in the back burner. Wherever they have succeeded, wherever the political establishment, a king or a government has succeeded in taking care of the secular needs of people, all the stupid religions are in the back burner. Because the religions are not needed. You don't need a religion to come and feed you, open a school, give you some medical treatment. When the person gets everything physical and physical comfort, that time he comes to a mind. That time you need a religion which takes care of your mind, takes care of your emotions, your thoughts, your confusions. The job of the religion is not to feed you one soup or a biscuit. Because such aggressive thing, aggressively some people are doing that to preach their religion, then what happens? Please understand. Now, a beautiful tradition is spoiled. Why? There is a clear difference between, please, and long before the so-called democracies could understand the division between the separation between the religion and the politics, there is a king who was managing the temporal affair. There is a sage who was with the absolute. Either the king himself as a Rajarshi knew himself, ruled the kingdom, or rules the kingdom being guided by somebody who knows himself, a Rishi. But today, so the king was taking care of the needs of people, secular needs of the people. The government was taking care of the secular needs of people. Today, when the religion comes in to take the secular need of the people, what happens? He shall be an extra constitutional authority. Because the king has failed where they have succeeded. So the kings will have no respect. Are you getting that point, please? So the religion takes an upper hand. And what type of religion taking the upper hand? A religion which believes in exclusive thinking. My God, my faith. And this inefficient, unproductive political establishment or the administration infrastructure will appreciate them. Why? Because they are doing the government's job. In that, what happens? They see the confusion. Now the sage, a wise man, who is supposed to be doing his job, now he falls into also. Now everybody says, you are only simply teaching all these things. What are you doing? So, you have also to prove that I also must do some social service. You don't understand. Anybody can open a school, but anybody can't teach absolute knowledge. Anybody can open a hospital. When the king is neglecting his duty, such religions will take over. That is why religion gets mixed up with politics, and how much the politicians say they must keep the religion out of it. They can't, because they are the ones who is giving a chance to the religious fellows to come in. You want to preach a religion, take away the money bag from the religious people. Let them think. Let them not handle money. No power. Your power comes from you, soul force. Atmana vindate viryam vidya amritamasnute. You get your strength out of yourself. Vidya amritamasnute. By this knowledge you get immortality. That is your power. That is why a king was bowing down to the sage. Not because sage was more moneyed than the king. But today the whole world is upside down. Why? Because of one or two theologies. Absolutely mindless thinking. But the person has to be condemned to a faith or a word or a book or a person. You should be free from all this. Who are you? Is who everybody is. You are not holier than other. You are not superior to somebody, inferior to somebody. Each one is happy with himself, but each one can play a role in life. Which one? You choose. So the all-inclusive thinking cannot fight with the exclusivist thinking, because that is also included. When you are accepting it, the fellow will think he is right and therefore assert himself more. It's like in your tremendous acceptance, maturity, you are accepting the stubbornness of the child. So the child thinks stubbornness also is good because he accepted. So he will make everybody else stubborn. How dangerous it becomes, how dangerous it becomes. And if you give him a slap, you say you are intolerant. Wonderful. So you are not supposed to correct it. You are not supposed to say any religion is wrong. It's like telling, when a child, why should you not tell that? You are hurting people, It's like telling, the child says, 2 3s are 7. Don't tell him wrong. The child will be traumatized. So it will remain a fool for the rest of his life, right? Understand. This vision, this awareness, understanding of yourself is something so fantastic. Please. Dasadapi, Satadapi, Sahasradapi, it doesn't make any difference. So in all these, like a flower you blossom. So many different manifestations. The flower closes, consciousness remains. The body opens, body rises, body opens, body is active. Mind opens, mind closes. Consciousness. Naudeti na astamayati. Neither rises nor sets. Always the same, absolute. Having told that, what does that mean? If read. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvasunyam Nityam Shuddham Nishchalam Nirvikalpam Brahma Dvaitam Yat Tadevahamasmi. Sarvadharam Sarvavastu Prakasham Savikara Sarvakaram Sarvagam Sarvasunyam Nityam Shuddham Nishchalam Nirvikalpam Brahma Dvaitam Yat Tadevahamasmi. So Yat Brahma Advaitam, that Brahman Brahma, the word means, so that all pervasive, which is Advaita, one without a second, indeed, Sarvadharam, Sarvavastu Prakasam, Sarvakaram, Sarvagam, Sarvasunyam, Nityam, Shuddham, Nischalam, Nirvikalpam, Tadevahamasmi, Yad Brahma, Sarvadharam, Sarvavastu Prakasam, Nischalam, Nirvikalpam, Tad Brahma Ahamevasmi. Beautiful language. Every word, as I told you, this is no more need to be revealed, but you revel in this. Tadeva Brahma Amas, which is, that we call it Brahma. Why? Bruhatatvat Brahman. That is the bigger than the biggest. There is nothing other than it. Itself is dimensionless, gives dimension to everybody, just like space. Space is not big, bigger, biggest. Think of it. The space, is it big or bigger or biggest? When you say a word big, what does it mean? Something occupying bigger space. Right, you getting that? Large space. At the big mountain, when it's a big mountain means what? It occupies huge space. Big mosquito, look at the big mosquito. Will you look at them? Where? Big mosquito means somewhere hanging around. Big ant, you look at them? Big ant, where is the big ant? Oh. Will you look all over? No. Look at the big mountain. Where? It's a Paityam, the fellow is mad. When I say, look at the big mountain, and he's looking down. That means what? He has a molehill inside, right? Of an intellect. Nano brain. A small brain he has got. Stupid. Think. When you say big house means how much space it occupies. Bigger house means bigger space. Biggest house means bigger space. Small house means small space. Smaller house, smallest house, half a bedroom. When you say the dust is the smallest, because the space is smaller than the smallest. For the smallest dust to exist, there must be space below it, no? So smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. Itself dimensionless, neither small nor smaller nor smallest, nor big nor bigger nor biggest. Is self-dimensionless, but it gives dimension to everything. Adepol. Exactly like that. Consciousness, all-pervasive. Bigness. Understand? Brahman. Bigness. It's known as bigness. Brahman is bigness. No, that's why there is no English translation for that word Brahman. You can make it a huge word. You can use that word bigness. Why? Listen, bigness. Bigness is a very beautiful word. Bigness. Simple word you play. Noun and adjective. Right? What is noun? A noun is something which, what? What is the definition? Noun definition is just a thing, person, whatever you say. Like a flower. It's a thing. It's a flower. Red flower, na? Red is what? Red is adjective, because it describes the noun, defies the noun, defies. Okay. Red flower. Achha. This is a flower, okay? Okay, this is a flower. It's a big flower. Big is noun or adjective? Huh? Come on, test your brain now. This is big flower. So big is adjective or noun? Adjective, right? Big is adjective. Big iPod. Adjective or noun? Adjective. Big. Big Rudraksh. Big is adjective or noun? Adjective. Right? Big house. Adjective or noun? Adjective. Big space. Big space. Adjective or noun? Adjective. A space, big space, right? Big space, right? Now suddenly you change the term. The same word is used, but in different dimensions. When a big space means space big. Big house means house big. Big flower means flower big. Big Rudraksh means Rudraksh big. So now who is qualifying whom? Bigness remaining the same, objects qualify the bigness. Does it get into your skull? I mean head? Do you understand? Suddenly bigness remaining the same is qualified by the object. So which is the Visheshya, which is Visheshana, which is adjective, which is noun? Bigness is noun or the flower is noun? Noun is a thing which is ever existing. Bigness is a thing which is ever existing. Brahman, all pervasive, ever existing. Qualified by all these little things. So which one comes and goes? House comes and goes. Bigness always is. Brahman, you understand? If you don't understand, hit your head with a stone. If you don't get a stone, this floor also is there. But don't make it dirty, you have to clean it. So since after death you can't clean it, don't die. Leave. Okay? Because even Ayogyan dies, for that cleaning also is Ayogyan's job, it's a waste. Fellow kills is a waste, Ayogyan, no? What a thinking, you understand? Brahman, all purpose. And that's something, Sarvagam, Sarvadharam, Sarvam Gacchati. He reached everywhere. Sarvadharam, shelter for everything, foundation of everything, substratum that holds the universe. Sarvagam, Sarvadharam. Sarva Vastu Prakasham. It illumines everything. It is the consciousness, it is the existence. Sat, Chit Swarupa, Sat Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. Consciousness, all pervasive, absolute. There is nothing other than it. Nobody can stand apart. That is why when you say, play on the word, take the word, just like bigness. I am body, I see, I hear, I touch, I think, I rich, I poor, I ignorant, I knowledge. Now, what does it mean? The I remaining the same is body I, eyes I, thought I, engineer I, father I, mother I. Which is the constant? I is constant. So who is qualified? I is qualified or the roles are qualified? I is qualified. So I is the constant. Others are gone there. That's something. You don't have to say I. It's a stupid word. Aham, excellent. Because the word itself will explain everything. The whole universe in it. Aham. Om. Brahman. This is not time for revealing. It's only time for revealing. Watch out. I'm not going to tell again. Nor is needed to tell. Why? That's what you are. That's why the teacher only reveals. Doesn't produce the truth. The student only recognizes. Doesn't create a truth in himself. Now slowly the truth is growing inside me. Why? He touched me. Amma, you must be nuts. An idea can be planted and can grow. The truth is not planted and doesn't grow. Truth is all pervasive, ever existing. Mahadeva. Nityam, Shuddham, Nishkalam, Nirvikalpam. Nityam, eternally existing, pure, immobile. Nirvikalpa, no modifications. Each word you take fresh as it comes. Same word has been used hundreds of times in this book. Does it get any newness? No. Because if it reminds you of yourself, that's great. Until you don't need a word to remember yourself. Because a word is dependent on you and you are not dependent on word. As long as you are not dependent on word, listen, as long as you are dependent on word to be yourself, you are a student. When you are independent of a word, you can choose to be a teacher. You test it out for yourself. As long as you are dependent on a word to be with yourself, you study, contemplate. If forgetting myself, okay, use the word to remind yourself. No problem. But you don't need a word to remember yourself. Be yourself. Excellent. You have done it. Now, having seen it, use the word as your teacher used it for you to help somebody understand the truth. Yes. Okay, having said, now read further. Yat pratyastha shesha maya vishesham pratyagurupam pratyayagamyamanam satya jnananantamananda rupam brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. Yat pratyastha shesha maya vishesham pratyagurupam pratyayagamyamanam satya jnananantamananda rupam brahmadvaitam yat tadevahamasmi. So yad brahma advaitam yat pratyastha ashesha bhava vishesha pratyagarupam pratyagatmagamyamanam pratyaya agamyamanam satya jnana ananta ananda rupam tad brahma ahamevasmi. So that Brahma, which is everything, because bigger than the biggest, no? Bigness is now noun, ever existing. When the Visheshana goes away, when the redness goes away, the crystal still continue to exist. Understand? When the Visheshana, that which is qualifying something, goes away, that which is qualified, the noun, continue to exist. You are young man. Youth is adjective. When the youth is gone, are you gone? Small man, baby. Now you are grown up to be young. So the small is gone. So you are gone. Youth is gone. Are you gone? Old man. Old age is gone. Are you gone? Very old man. That has gone. Are you gone? You are there, no? Why? Because Visheshana, that is qualifying adjuncts or qualifying things, whatever qualifies, that something can fade away like a crystal. Red crystal, red flower makes the crystal look red. Yellow flower makes the crystal look yellow. So you say yellow crystal, red crystal. But when you take away the yellow flower, red flower, the crystal is crystal. The crystal doesn't go away. Always they remain the same. So, when you say word I, and the meaning of it is Brahman, consciousness, always there. Now this I was being qualified by, I am a child. Now child has changed. Because child was qualifying the I, no. Now the child has changed to young. But the I is same. You understand? Are you understanding? How the I is being qualified. The I remaining the same, the child has gone to youth. Youth has gone to old. Old has gone to very old. Even if suppose the flower dies, does the crystal die? Even if the body dies, will you die? Even if thought goes, are you die? No. Because whatever is qualifying the I can go away. But your sense of existence, nobody can take it away. That is why you are not born branded, nor should you die branded. Therefore, where the religion should go, the proper place. Especially the theologies which brand you, they must be buried in the right place. But for some time they can hang on also. Why? How does it matter? Infinity is not intolerant. Problem comes when the finite trying to usurp, hijack the infinity. The problem comes only when the relative tries to hijack the absolute. That is the time problem comes. The fellow will be aggressive, but you are not supposed to be aggressively destroy it. Why? If you aggressively destroy it, you are being intolerant. But they can be intolerant. Why? They can change everybody into falsehood. What a waste of time, Mahadeva. When the world will wake up, when the world will wake up. Ishvara, Ishvara, Ishvara. Adjective changes. Noun, constant. That's why when you, in Sanskrit is such a beautiful language, if you understand the grammar itself, you understand the truth. You don't have to go to Upanishad for understanding truth. Prathama Purusha, Madhyama Purusha, Uttama Purusha. Prathama Purusha is he, right? Right or no? I am not a grammarian, you know. Prathama Purusha is he, right? Okay. Madhyama Purusha is you, of course, in between. Uttama Purusha is I. Purushottama. When you come to 15th chapter, we shall see. Uttama Purusho Tanyaha. I don't deliver in a chanting, then he will look for food now. The 15th chapter means food should come, right? Okay. Uttama Purusha Tvanyaha Paramatmeti Daruta. Uttama Purusha, I. The Paramatma, absolute. Remains the same. Other things are all adjectives. Suddenly the whole dimension, paradigm changes. What the Upanishads do is help you to change this paradigm. Where you are seeing finite, the same place you see infinity. Yes. It's just like changing the dimension. Where you are previously seeing just a dust, now you see the universe. You saw one village, you see the whole country or the whole world. Understand? As a child, somebody touches your hand, the child can say, oh, I only touch your hand, you know. You don't slap a baby. A child knows the language of hand, leg, tail, that much only. It doesn't understand me. I only touch your hand, true. But later on, growing up means what? You tell him, wherever you touch me only. It's not a hand or a tail. You are touching me. Grown up. Growing up means what? Understand? Wherever you touch me only. You no more lose sight of the whole in the part. Growing up also means you see yourself everywhere. Everything, Brahman in everything here. And that is how you see the truth all the time. Yat pratyasta ashesha maya vishesham, where pratyasta, all maya vishesham pratyasta, all the ignorance and ignorance-born divisions are set. It is gone, disappeared. Pratyaga rupam, it is the content of every object. In and through pratyaga, in and through everything it is existing. Pratyaya agamyamanam, pratyaya agamyamanam, it is not a subject of thought. Pratyaya means thoughts. Agamyamanam cannot be known by a thought. It is not the subject matter of a thought. It is not the subject matter of a perception, discussion. It is yourself. Now don't ask question, then why are you discussing so far? That discussion is over. I'm not talking about it again. It cannot be discussed. How can you say that? All right, discuss silence. Come on. Discuss silence. Conference on silence. Give a discourse on silence. For that matter, anything. Any anubhava. As I told you, consciousness itself is the anubhava, experience itself. Describe the fragrance of a rose. Taste of the sweet rasgulla. Taste of a mango. Whatever you describe, it falls out of things. Even if you describe a mountain, what are you describing? Few words. A mountain, who can describe? Everything defies description. If that much you understand, you have understood. What a beauty life becomes. Okay? Pratyaya astama, pratyaya agamyamanam, no thoughts can talk about it. Satya jnanam ananta ananda rupam. It is Satya Rupam, Jnana Rupam, Ananta Rupam, Ananda Rupam. Ever existing, pure consciousness, bliss, endlessness, ever existent. Yat Brahman. If you want to give it a name, Brahman. Tadeva ahamasmi, that indeed is myself. There is nothing other than it. So the student is in a huge mood. Naturally, the person who discovers this, can he keep quiet? What's the list? That is what me. And when you say, I am that, you are not even being a wee bit arrogant. Because you are absolutely our everybody is same. So I am singing everybody's song. Why everybody is mesmerized and listens? Everybody is mesmerized and listens. Why? It's my song, it's your song, it's everybody's song. Isn't my God is different from your God, my truth is different from your truth? No. Who you are, who am I, who I am, who they are, everything is one and the same. There is nothing other than it. There is nothing more divine, less divine. Nothing farther, nothing nearer to the Absolute. There is one place I went to give a talk. There is no truth, there is nothing higher than the truth. So I started with the subject. I said, true. I once had been to one particular place, some place. So some children were around me as usual. We are playing. Well, I'm also only 2 year old. I feel sometimes I'm talking like that, but I'm 3 year old only. So, so many of those 3, 4 year olds are hanging around. So one fellow says, Swamiji, yes, can I ask you a riddle? I said, yes, you can. Can you jump higher than this house? I said, no, impossible. How can I say, I'm a small baby. And hey, you're not a baby. I said, yes, I'm a baby. So how can you say you're a baby? I said, I have no hair. It's yet to grow. Suddenly 3 year old, they don't understand the difference. They say, oh, really? Mom, Swamiji is really a baby. They don't know what to do. Anyway, so I said, no, I can't jump. He said, no, okay, you tell me. Can you jump higher than the house? I said, no, I cannot. Then he said, but I can. The 3-year-old fellow tells me, but I can. I said, really? You can? Okay, jump. And his baby step, boom, jump. I said, yes, house cannot jump. So I can jump higher than the house. See the brain? There is nothing higher than the truth. Why? There is nothing other than the truth. The truth doesn't jump. There is nothing other than it to be higher than it. Are you getting that? And who is that? Everybody. All-inclusive thinking. There is no division or difference of any kind. One who sees that, Tadeva Hamasmi, that indeed is myself. Okay? Just read the verse, we shall see in the afternoon. Please read. Niskriyosmi abhikarosmi Niskalosmi nirakrutihi Nirvikalposmi nityosmi Niralambosmi nirdvayah Niskriyosmi abhikarosmi Nishkalosmi nirakrutihi Nirvikalposmi nityosmi Niralambosmi nirdvayah. Close your eyes, we shall see that.